Titled, even Mark Twain saw the biblical prophecy. Well-known article that Mark Twain wrote, late 1800s, 1867. Talks about the land being cursed, the land of Israel being cursed. What's so fascinating about it is the pasuk in Vayikra and Bechukotai, during the parsha of the curses to the Jewish people, said that this land will be cursed. Meaning when the Jews are thrown out and we are being cursed by being thrown out, the land also will not bear any fruit. It will be desolate. And that's exactly what Mark Twain said when he came in 1867, almost 2,000 years after we were kicked out of the Migdash, after Eretz Israel. He said the same thing. Innocents Abroad, 1867. Of all the lands that are for dismal scenery, I think Palestine must be the prince. It's the prince of dismal scenery. The hills are barren, they are dull of color, they are unpicturesque in shape. The valleys are unsightly, deserts, fringed with a feeble vegetation, as a expression about of being sorrowful and despondent. It is a hopeless, dreary, heartbroken land. Palestine sits in sackcloth and ashes. Over it broods the spell of a curse that has withered its field and fettered its energies. Renowned Jerusalem itself, the stateliest name in history, has lost its ancient grandeur and has become a pauper village. The wonderful temple, which has the pride and the glory of Israel, is gone. The noted Sea of Galilee was long ago deserted by the devotees of war and commerce, and its borders are a silent wilderness. Palestine is desolate and unlovely. So it's so important to remember. It says in Vayikra, in the curses, that the Jews will be kicked out, which we were, that the land will be desolate. That's a blessing, because land being desolate also means that when the Gentiles come and try to conquer it, and they try to take over and plant and live there, they will never be successful. Israel, besides its religious, spiritual value, has a very great strategic location between Africa, Asia, and Europe. Perfect military place to go through. And people wanted to come here, but they couldn't settle down here, because the pasuk said that they won't be able to, that won't grow for them. And Mark Twain in 1867, just a few years before people really came en masse, he said this is a wasteland. It's a cursed land. I certainly hope that the Jews, from Jews, religious Jews, all Jews, are able to read the biblical prophecies and see their fulfillment as much as Mark Twain did. He saw the curses, the biblical curses, and their fulfillment. We are also seeing the biblical prophecies, the promises, and the fulfillment as well. May we all be able to clearly see that. Shalom.